So in the digital-only world of decentralized finance, where everything is just code on a server, what happens when a project decides to buy something you can actually, touch? Well, that's exactly what we're digging into today with BankFi, a project on Cardano that just made a really surprising move into physical hardware. So why would a digital-first protocol buy physical gear? What is the endgame here? We're about to find out how this one investment could totally rewrite the rulebook for how DeFi protocols survive. All right, so let's get into the nitty-gritty of this strategic purchase. And look, this wasn't some small symbolic gesture just to test the waters. This was a very calculated, pretty significant investment. The number they went with? 27. So what did they buy? 27 things called EmberNodes. Now, these are key pieces of equipment for the World Mobile Network, which is another project building out decentralized wireless infrastructure. So you see what's happening. BankFi is essentially investing in the hardware backbone of a totally different, but very complementary network. But what's really cool is how they paid for it. This wasn't funded by just printing more of their own tokens and risking inflation. No, they used existing marketplace royalties and compounded returns, a super smart way to generate new income without devaluing their currency. And it sounds like this is just the beginning. Okay, but this whole strategy really hinges on this one key piece of technology. So let's take a closer look at what these EmberNodes actually are. Right, so what is this piece of hardware that BankFi is betting its future on? In the simplest terms, think of an EmberNode as a neighborhood hub for the internet. It's a piece of network infrastructure that sits inside a cabinet, and its whole job is to take the main internet connection from an internet service provider and then spread it out to everyone in the local area. It's a crucial middleman in the whole connectivity chain. So yeah, picture it like a tough outdoor fiber gateway. It's a really central piece of the network. And here's the kicker. Its rewards aren't just some fixed amount. The more data that actually flows through it, the more revenue it generates. And this analogy just illustrates the concept perfectly. I mean, if you've ever walked down the street and seen one of those plain metal cabinets owned by a big telecom company, you've seen the real-world equivalent of an EmberNode. It's that exact same kind of essential behind-the-scenes infrastructure. So now we know the what and the how, but really, the most important question is the why. This decision tells us so much about their core philosophy on how to build a DeFi protocol that's actually meant to last. And this gets right to the heart of it. Most DeFi projects, they just attract users by offering these crazy high yields paid out in their own token. So why would BankFi take its earnings and buy hardware instead of just boosting those rewards for everybody? This slide just lays out the two competing models perfectly. On one side, you have these emission-driven protocols. And sure, in a bull market, this works like a charm. But the minute the market turns, the value of those reward tokens plummets and users just flee. On the other side is this revenue-backed model that BankFi is building. It's designed to be way more durable, especially during a bear market. So this is the crucial pivot right here. It's a very deliberate move away from the fragile world of purely digital token rewards and towards a model that's grounded in tangible assets that produce a real durable yield. It's almost like a tech company deciding to own its own server farms instead of just renting them. It's all about building a solid foundation. And you have to understand, this isn't just a one-off purchase. It's really the first step in a much larger, long-term vision for the whole protocol. And right here, you can see the flywheel they're creating. They use the protocol's revenue to buy hardware. That hardware then earns more income from real-world usage, and then they reinvest those profits to buy even more nodes. It's this self-sustaining loop designed to strengthen the protocol over time. This quote from the team really just sums it all up. The ultimate test of a DeFi protocol isn't how high its token price can soar during a frenzy. The real test is whether it can survive and even thrive when the market is down and all the attention is somewhere else. This is exactly what building for resilience looks like. And that leaves us with a really fascinating question for the entire DeFi space. As the industry matures, are we going to see more projects follow this kind of model? Is tying a protocol's health to tangible, real-world assets the secret to building something that can truly last through those inevitable crypto winters? It's a big bet, and you can be sure we'll be watching very closely to see how it plays out.